Okay guys, so today we're going to get into part 3 of the camper build here. So if you didn't check out the last video, we got the painting and the wiring done on the trailer. Oh, we also got the alignment and the suspension all squared away. So that's all finished. So yeah, so now we're ready for the body construction in the trailer, so we're going to get into that. So my plan of attack here is build both walls and then get those clamped up on there. And then once I get those clamped on there, I'm going to get those all squared up and kind of figure out where I want to put my windows. So I'm going to have 2 windows on the camper. So I'm thinking one kind of right in here and then mirrored directly to the other side. And then my door will be on the driver's side of the camper, which would be this side over here. And yeah, that should be it. So we'll go ahead and get into that and start making progress on the body construction here. Alright, so we got the walls mounted up here, and I have a piece of just a little cut off of the material for the siding that I'm going to be using. It's an aluminum composite material, so it's essentially just 2 pieces of aluminum on either side, and sandwiched between them is a piece of composite material. It's kind of like a plastic foamish material, but as you can see, it's rather structural, so it'll work really, really well for kind of what we're using it for. So what I got going on here is I'm trying to figure out my spacing just to make sure, because these are fully welded together fenders and all that. So I got to make sure that I place my walls in the correct area and leave enough space for my full sheet of aluminum that's going to be running right here in line with the wall. So I have this little scrap piece and I'm just checking my spacing here. Alright, so we just finished welding the window frame together. So as you can see, it's pretty good fit. It's kind of what we're going for there. I ended up changing kind of where I wanted. I initially was going to have the left wall be directly in line with that kicker there, but I decided to bring it in just a little bit. That way it's just, there's a little bit more room. It's not so close to the back wall there, in case I do like shelving and whatnot on the inside. So yeah, so we got that all tacked together. I'm going to take that off, weld that fully, and then I will go ahead and make another one just like that for the other side. Alrighty, so I got both walls just finished up, completely framed in. As you saw, I was kind of test fitting this door, figuring out exactly how I wanted it. I knew what the door opening was, but as you can see, this door comes with pre-drilled holes for where you mount it to the frame too. So those are actually a little bit bigger than, I'll kind of show you here. They're a little bit bigger than the frame opening itself, so there's a little bit of a gap in here. So I kind of had to figure that out and what that needed to be all the way around in order for, once we end up putting this door on, my self-tappers to hit the frame to secure the door. So yeah, I got that all figured out. We got both windows in. So yeah, all right, there it is, guys. Next, I'm going to tie these two walls together, get the side walls all squared up, and then run a couple bars in the center there to kind of tie all that together. Okay, so as you guys saw, I got the walls fully welded up, and I just got them in place and tacked in place. So what I did to make sure in the front here that these are perfectly in line is I just pulled my measurement off. Obviously this is one piece of square tubing, so that's perfectly square. So I just pulled my measurement off the inside of that to the face of this square tubing, and then did the same thing over there, so that way I know that these two walls are perfectly in line here. And then to get them square, when I tacked them up, what I did was held my framing square here just on the corner there, and then held that pressure and tacked it at the same time. And then to verify that we were at a 90 degree, I used my angle finder here, which actually just turned off. I'm not sure if it'll still be calibrated here, but yeah, so we got 89.6, and then I did the same thing, of course, on this side here. So now I know that all four corners here are perfectly, well, very close to perfect, 90 degree. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. We're making some good progress, and yeah, we'll keep going on it here. I got all my horizontal supports welded in here. So we got one up top in the front, one up top in the back, and then I got one on the bottom here in the front, and then I have one on the bottom in the back. And since I'm going to be using my aluminum paneling on the back here, the paneling will run vertically here and then dive back down in here, and I need somewhere for it to land on down here. So this piece of tubing got angled that way. It has a flat spot down in here to land on. But yeah, so I also got all of the inside frame here on the side walls all welded together. But before I go ahead and fully weld all my horizontal supports, I'm going to put some gussets in. So I got these gussets here, and I'm going to put those on the corners here, something like that. And then as well on the back here. And then anywhere else, pretty much where I can get them that I think will have any sort of side shift load to it, or forwards and backwards load as well. So I got the frame pretty much all welded up with what we have in so far. So next up is going to be cutting the aluminum plate for the floor of the camper. So, and then to secure the plate to the floor, I'm going to be using some automotive double-sided tape that I'll lay down along all my cross members here and then down the center. So I just got the aluminum floor plate on. I got all the double-sided tape along the whole base of the frame there, as you saw, and we got the plate on there now. So I'm actually pretty impressed with how well this is sticking. I mean, I'm putting a pretty good amount of pressure up underneath the trailer here, and that's all that's on there so far, and it's sticking pretty well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So now that we have that plate in there, we can start boxing the rest of the camper in. Okay guys, so I just got pretty much the whole frame welded up here. I'm actually just ran out of steel, so I got 2 more verticals to put in the back here, but other than that, we got pretty much everything done. So in the meantime, while we're waiting on some extra steel here, I'm gonna go ahead and caulk around the base here of this aluminum plate. So I got kind of a gap around the whole outside here, and in between the frame and the outside walls, I should say, and the plate that I have on here. So I'm going to go ahead and caulk all that all the way around, and then I'm going to go up underneath and caulk as well. So that way, I mean, it's super important that we're watertight on the floor and just the whole exterior. So I'm going to take some time to make sure I get it caulked really, really well. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the body construction there. Got everything, all my pieces welded in. Got a little bit of grinding to do, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So now that we have that finished, what I want to do next is I plan on mounting my spare tire in the rear back here somehow, kind of like a Jeep style, I guess you could say. So I'm going to next work on positioning on where I kind of want that at. And what I'm going to do as well is do some sort of reinforcement in between these verticals here, so that way wherever I end up mounting it is plenty strong enough.